All right, so Instagram has just released the new Threads app, and people are going batshit crazy about this new social media platform, especially a lot of people on Twitter, people saying that it's going to be the end of Twitter, it's going to kill Twitter. A lot of the Twitter creators who have built their audience on Twitter are basically shitting themselves. Now, no one's going to use Twitter anymore because Twitter's gone on through its own challenges as a creator over the past 6+ months in terms of growth, and people are actually getting excited about a new social media platform that isn't just about, short form 30-second videos, which has obviously been the trend over the past couple of years with Instagram Reels and TikTok. So in this video, I'm going to explain my thoughts about the new social app, and then also explain why I actually think this could be a really incredible opportunity for people who are on Twitter to grow even further, even on the Twitter platform, which I know is a bit contrary to what people are saying right now on social media. Now, let's get things straight. This isn't the first time Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook has pulled something like this off, right? They are absolutely relentless in business, and their whole goal seems to be to just eliminate the competition, which business should be, because guess what? When Snapchat started growing, they released Instagram stories. When they saw that TikTok was growing, they released Instagram Reels. And now they are releasing Threads to basically go and tackle Twitter. Now, it's funny because people in this whole online marketing, digital marketing, make money online space were really friggin' soft, because you will see online coaches out there and they will literally go to social media and they will start fucking crying if they see that someone has copied one of their funnels. They'll get pissed that someone's modeled one of their funnel templates and be like, hey, this isn't fair, this isn't right, you're not very good at business, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got Mark Zuckerberg up here, one of the richest men in the world, one of the most revolutionary online entrepreneurs, and he literally just goes and fucking copies his competitors. Snapchat doing well? Okay, I'm gonna copy them. TikTok doing well? I'm gonna copy them. Twitter is a potential threat? Guess what? I'm just gonna come and copy them. He doesn't care about being called out for copying or modeling. He's there to eliminate the competition, and he doesn't fucking care how he's going to do it, which I just think is interesting because, again, people have forgotten that business is competitive, and the people who win are the people who get customers from their competition. Yet in the online space, people start crying if someone copies the headline format or something like that. So let's look at the actual Threads app. So it's a very similar app to Twitter, but in an Instagram layout where you have a profile, you get followers, but instead of obviously images and videos, you just post text-based content. And then when you actually create the login for the app for the first time, you log in with your Instagram account. And then it actually gives you the opportunity to follow everyone that you're following on Instagram, but follow them on the Threads app. So that's why you've already got people on the Threads app with hundreds of thousands of followers, because obviously they must have a big account on Instagram already. And then once all of the users have downloaded the Threads app, created their own account, then they are automatically following the creators that they're following on Instagram. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that the audience on Instagram and Instagram growth has actually just become more lucrative. Because if you grow on Instagram, then it means now you can actually grow on the Threads platform as well, which means that you can essentially automatically grow 2 social platforms at once. Is Instagram going to become more competitive than it already is? Well, probably, because people see now Instagram as 2 platforms. So maybe someone was creating content on Instagram, but maybe they were more focusing on YouTube. Maybe now we're going to get a lot more creators actually just put the full focus on Instagram because they know they can grow 2 audiences. It also means that Instagram growth services are probably going to become more expensive. So if you're a service-based business and you help people grow on Instagram, you can probably raise your prices because you're going to be essentially helping them grow on 2 platforms. And then for Instagram shout-outs and stuff like that as well, they will probably be more expensive because, again, they can just say, hey, we're helping you grow on 2 channels here. So they could essentially double the price. The prices aren't going to double, but they can very likely charge more. Now, here's the thing that I'm interested in the most, though, is actually ads. Because as we know, Instagram and Facebook's business model is let's get billions of users to our platforms and then let's charge businesses to advertise there. Now, the problem with Instagram and Facebook over the last couple of years is that ads have become more expensive because everyone is trying to advertise on their platforms and there's only a limited amount of placements on the platforms for people to advertise. That's why obviously Instagram have released stories and reels, because they are trying to get more placements for people to be able to advertise. So now they have obviously released Threads. That's a whole new placement in which now they can charge businesses to advertise. Now, one of the cool things when someone like Instagram releases a new placement is that generally in the beginning, it is pretty cheap. Why is it cheap? Well, because obviously there's less competition of people advertising there. People are used to advertising on Facebook newsfeed and Instagram stories. So people's ads aren't specifically created for, in this case, the Threads app. So in the beginning anyway, there's going to be a lot less competition, which means that the placements will be cheaper to get. And then also, Instagram wants to obviously push people to consume and use the Threads. So they want advertisers to push people to these placements. They want people to adopt using Threads as a part of their everyday life, as people do with Instagram stories. So they are going to allow advertisers to advertise there for cheap to push more people to it, and therefore they can then dominate the text-based social media app market. So this is why for Twitter creators, I actually think the release of Threads is a good thing, and why I think it can actually make you more money. Because you've got a ton of creators who are on Instagram. And a lot of these people, because of the size of the platforms, a lot of these people aren't on Twitter. Now, even though people on Instagram are used to posting story content, video content, they would be stupid to not use Threads if they already have an audience. Because like I mentioned earlier, you essentially get 2 followings on 2 social platforms. So it just makes sense, right? Now what's going to happen is they're going to be creating this content and they're going to say to themselves, well, why wouldn't I just repost the content that I'm posting on Threads to Twitter? Because it's exactly the same. It's the same reason why a lot of IG creators just post the same reels on TikTok and then they post the same content on YouTube Shorts. It's easy, right? They can post twice the amount of content with the same amount of work. So again, it's a complete no-brainer to just post the content as well on Twitter. So what this is going to do, it is going to bring a lot of the IG creators who aren't on Twitter, it is going to bring them onto Twitter. And even though maybe it's not going to be their main platform, they are going to start posting content on there. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that on Instagram, there's also a lot of consumers who follow these creators on Instagram who also don't use Twitter. And because their favorite creators are now going to start posting on Twitter, this is going to bring a ton of new users to the Twitter platform. Now, if your main audience is on Twitter, that is good news for you, because the more the Twitter audience grows, then more likely your own individual audience on Twitter grows. As a Twitter creator, we want more people to the platform because it increases the chance of us getting more followers and getting more customers and making more money. And there's obviously a couple of other benefits as well to the Threads app. Number one, there has been a huge shift in the online marketing space towards short form content, obviously TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts. And this is kind of like the way the market has gone in terms of how people consume content. Now, I'm not predicting like a revolutionary, hey, no one's gonna consume short form video content anymore because Instagram have released Threads, but I do feel like it will tip some of the market back to consuming written content. So if you are a Twitter creator, and you prefer Twitter because it is text-based, and that's one of the reasons why I mostly post on Twitter, is because I'm a writer as opposed to like a video creator, then it means that it's going to change the way people consume the content and hopefully tip more of it back into the text-based content, which again, will mean that hopefully more people start using Twitter and engaging Twitter because they are used to consuming text-based content again. But it also means that because we are used to growing a platform on Twitter, which is text-based, which means we can actually go to Threads and we can absolutely dominate the people on there, because the people who are on Threads right now, they're used to creating video content. And that's very, very, very different to being a writer who writes text-based content. And for the reasons I mentioned previously, Threads is going to grow. Instagram is going to do all within its power to get billions of people to this platform. So it's going to be an incredible place to grow. And if you have already grown a text-based consuming audience on Twitter, then you are going to have a massively unfair advantage on all the video creators who are going back trying to learn how to grow a following through text. So honestly, I think this is a massive thing for Twitter creators, and I think it's only going to help it grow. Even if you just continue to post on Twitter, I think your audience will grow because people are going to be consuming more content on Twitter. But also, if you do want to go on a new platform, then I think this is going to be a huge opportunity. I don't know how big it's going to be, but at the end of the day, again, if you're already posting on Twitter, then why the hell wouldn't you just post on Threads? Now, obviously, it's Elon's job, who owns Twitter, to make sure that Twitter has a great experience. Because if people come to Threads, they enjoy consuming content on Threads, then they go to Twitter, but they feel like Twitter sucks, or the IG creators feel like Twitter sucks, then yes, they probably aren't going to put that much effort into Twitter. And even though it might see an initial surge in users and content creative, if the experience sucks, then obviously that will die out over time. And then there's also another interesting thought that I heard just before, and this was of my fault, but someone posted it, but I can't remember who it was. And they said that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So a lot of people have gone to Twitter over the past couple of years because of the free speech element, and a lot of people love that Elon Musk has bought it for that reason. And a lot of people who were sick of being censored on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, they went to Twitter because they feel like they could have free speech there. So maybe those type of people who have gone over to Twitter, they aren't going to then just randomly start consuming stuff on Threads. Because again, they're not following you for the what, following you for the why. So, okay, yes, this is going to be text-based content, but if it's still by the same company that doesn't promote free speech and the same company that censors people, then people probably aren't going to consume content on that platform because, again, they are more concerned with the why. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. I, as a Twitter creator mainly, am not concerned by this whatsoever. I'm actually excited because, like I said, Twitter was really the only platform I was really passionate about growing because it was all text-based. So even if my Twitter audience doesn't grow because of this new platform, I'm still excited to go onto Threads and grow on that platform as well. And if you guys have any thoughts on the new app, the new platform, what you predict will happen, let me know in the comments. And if you want more content like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one.